All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today I want to talk about the Pixel Watch. I've been using this obviously since it came out, and I never had any issues with it at all. I've posted several videos on it talking about how it's a great watch and it's a good first attempt, and I stand firm on that. However, I was charging it. Now I wanted to be sure before making this video. I wanted to be sure that it was an issue that I was having. So I didn't want to Google anything. I just wanted to try it for myself and see what would happen. So one day the watch died. I didn't get a chance to put it on the charger in time, and it actually died. It got down to like 1%. It didn't all the way die. It was like at 1 or 2%. And I said, oh snap, I need to put my watch on the charger. So I put it on the charger, and obviously I'm using the standard one that comes with it. That's all I have. So it charged to 100, and I kind of forgot about it. I left it on the charger, and then I went on about my day and actually left it there longer than it needed to. So it ultimately sat on the charger. It charges really fast too. So within an hour and a half or so, this watch is back to 100 easy, because I've never really timed it, but it actually charges really fast. So I left it on there for probably overnight or something like that. I don't even remember. I'm not timing these things, but when I took it off the charger, it was stuck on a screen saying starting watch, it had powered down. No, it was on the power down screen. So I couldn't for the life of me figure out what was going on with it. And I just had no idea. I held down the crown and it did nothing. I held it down for 10 seconds. I figured that would reboot it, nothing. And so that was the first time that this happened. And eventually I got online and I said, I need to hold down both buttons for at least 30 to 45 seconds. And that's what you have to do. That's what this video is about. If this watch freezes on you, hold down both the button up top here, the assistance button, and the crown until it physically starts over. Now, I'm making this video really quickly because, I figured it out now. But before, I couldn't get any information online about it. And then even the thread that I found where it's telling someone saying to do that, they had the same problem that I had. I had no idea that was an issue with this watch because I hadn't experienced it. But try to avoid leaving this on the charger for longer than it should be needing, because your Pixel 7 Pro or your Pixel 7 will tell you watch fully charged. Try to monitor it after about 30 to 45 minutes to see if it's on zero or it's almost dead, to see if it's actually fully charged, because I guess it heated up or something like that. There's no physical damage. It didn't explode. There's nothing like that. It just wouldn't turn off. And it got the last information that the watch observed was it getting ready to die and power down. So it was on like this power down screen. And I took it off the charger. And again, after maybe 20 minutes of searching, 30 minutes, I don't even know. Finally, I saw some guy say, because everyone was just saying hold down the crown until it reboots, but that doesn't do anything. This guy was like, I actually just held down both buttons for 45 seconds and it finally rebooted. He also said, though, that my battery was nearly dead by the time I got it to start back up again. I was like, oh, God, that's horrible. So once I got it started, again, I started going about my day. This was maybe a week ago or so, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm not even sure. But then again, I put it on the charger when it wasn't fully dead, and I left it again. Once again, I left it. I wasn't really monitoring it, and I tried to start it up this time. It wouldn't start. It wouldn't turn on. I was like, oh man, I hope the watch isn't broken. And eventually, I remembered hold down both of these buttons. Excuse me. And it eventually powered on. But when I powered it on, it was at about 67%, and it just took so long to start. It killed a lot of the battery. Now, the purpose of me making this video wasn't only to talk about that, but that is an issue that I've had twice. Hasn't done it since, and thank goodness for that. Now, another reason why I wanted to make this video is because I've taken it off T-Mobile's LTE. I'm wearing two watches, as you can see. This is a great watch. Both of these watches last a lot longer on battery. This watch over T-Mobile's LTE, I'm only able to get a day, period. I can't get more than a day. And that became a little agitating. So I said, you know what? I disconnected that line on T-Mobile because it wasn't worth, even though it was only $5, it just wasn't worth it to me to only get a day out and have to charge this. And then on top of that, I had those charging issues, and I was like, ugh. So that's where I'm at with this watch. It's a great watch still. I haven't had any issues with it. It's just that it's definitely not running right when something's going on with the charger and the software. Now, it is up to date, so everything's good with that. Everything works great on it. Maps, I love using maps on here. It's just I love making phone calls. I can still make phone calls just over Bluetooth, but yeah, I mean it's a phenomenal watch. It's just that I had those charging issues twice in a short period of time. Within 7 days that happened. So with it freezing on the charger. And then also I was evaluating LTE over Bluetooth. Now, more people have the Bluetooth version of this. So I want to know what your battery life is like, because I'm now going to start using it over Bluetooth. I'm no longer using ever since I've had it on T-Mobile LTE, and that's it's still linked to Bluetooth, but when I would leave my phone a lot, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna leave my phone at home. I'm gonna run to the grocery store. I don't need nothing. And I would pair my Pixel Buds to this watch and listen to YouTube music, because you can listen to YouTube music. Someone asked about that too. I really like listening to YouTube music paired with the Pixel Buds and walking around with no phone. And then when someone calls, I can just answer the phone. It was so great. But that battery life really got to me. And I was like, this just isn't even worth paying $5 a month to have this on there. So I turned off the line that I have for this. But other than that, I'm going to continue to use it that way, because you can store music on here. You just have to do your downloaded music is what you'll need to through YouTube Music app. I really wish I could use other music applications, and if I can, you guys let me know in the comments. But this is about where my Pixel Watch is at this point. It's a phenomenal watch still. It's just that those issues with the service from LTE, I couldn't deal with it anymore. I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. I gotta turn this off. It's not worth my $5 to do this. So I turned it off. Like the line, I turned that line off that I was paying for. So other than that, I'm good with it. It's still a great watch. Now I'm gonna see how battery life does on Bluetooth only, because a lot of people, I'm sure, don't have this LTE model. But for me, I was only able to get a day on LTE with this, and that wasn't good enough for me. So at least not to pay the $5 a month, like I said. So great watch still. I'm really ready to test it out now, just with Bluetooth only, and see how that works. So if you have this watch, did you have the issue of freezing after being on the charger for a little bit? How is your LTE battery life? How is your Bluetooth battery life, if those rules apply to you or those things apply to you? It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Great watch.